Hey everyone, it's Deb here, and I am parked in the parking lot at Skyridge Medical Center because I'm going to be going in to do a sleep study. And I thought I would kind of show you guys what a sleep study is all about for anybody that's curious. So that's kind of what this whole video is going to be about. I'm going to try to give you guys like a play-by-play of everything that goes on. I've had this same sleep study, in fact, at the same exact place I had it done, like in 2008, when I was first diagnosed with severe sleep apnea. At that point, I had like 87 episodes per hour of my oxygen dropping, which is kind of scary considering that there's only 60 minutes in an hour, so when was my oxygen actually normal? As I said in my previous video, I think I was at like 69%, which I think means my oxygen was low, like 69% of the night, which is scary for your heart. It's scary for a lot of different reasons. So, anyways, now it's to diagnose my sleep apnea as mild sleep apnea and see how many episodes per hour. He's estimating I have maybe 20 or less episodes per hour, and that maybe it's, it still looks like sleep apnea to him on the pulse ox, but this will tell us for sure why is my oxygen dropping. Because I guess there's a couple of different types of sleep apnea. There's the obstructive sleep apnea, which is most of what people who are obese are dealing with. But there's also a different kind, I forget what they called it. There was a different name for a different type of sleep apnea, which was having to do with the brain misfiring for some reason. Hopefully my brain's not misfiring. But either way, I needed to get a sleep study if I want to consider this retainer as an option. I might be able to get off the CPAP and just do a retainer that pulls my jaw. I can pull it forward. I'm not sure if I'm going to go that route or not, but it's important that I do the sleep study because I need to get the right pressure. My pressure is too high now. I played with it a little bit because I'm in a high altitude. There's an altitude setting. There's like 1, 2, and 3. On the CPAP as far as the altitude setting. So like if I were to go down to sea level, I could put it down to 1 and it would be the same pressure as it is here in Colorado. So I actually turned it from 3 down to 1 staying in Colorado, and that reduced the pressure enough where I'm comfortable now. So that's, I'm just about to head in. They want me to come into the emergency room and check in there. Bring in my own pillow, and I'll show you some of the stuff. I'll try to go through it and show you guys what's going on here and what it's all about. Here's the room, the way it was set up when I walked in. It's a little room. Here's my stuff. Put my pillow. Put my fan. Put my mask. So this is what it looked like when I walked in. They got it all set up with all the doodads around hooked to me. Hi! I'm all hooked up. I don't know if you can see me. And I have them in my head, in my hair. I don't know if you can see that. And then this is for snoring and noise while I don't have my CPAP on. He said they'll take that off when I put my CPAP on later. And then here's all the cords that go to his computer. And I have a thing on my finger and this stuff around my waist. And then a couple of things on my legs. Put that on both legs, I guess. So I look beautiful. Don't I look beautiful? So I just thought I would share this part with you. So hopefully I can sleep. So I'm going to take my Benadryl now, and hopefully that will help me sleep. And they can do the test. So I will talk to you all in the morning. Bye! Hey everyone, it's the next morning, and it's 7:45 or so. I Woke up, I think, at about 6, and probably about 6:15 or so, he came in and said, hey, you've been awake for a while. I didn't really know what time it was, so I was kind of trying to fall back to sleep for him. Couldn't see the clock, and there was no windows. But apparently I got good data. I think he said I was without my CPAP. He got an hour's worth of sleeping. I think it took me longer than normal to fall asleep, but it wasn't too bad. I took the Benadryl, which I recommend bringing some kind of a sleep aid that you're used to, not something you've never used before, because you never know how it's going to respond and you don't want to go too deep, but something like Benadryl or a light sleep aid that you normally use would help, because there's distractions. And you have all this stuff on you, and I know it looked like I had a lot of stuff and that it would be really uncomfortable, but I really didn't notice it after a while. The thing on my nose was probably the most distracting, but I'm used to sleeping with something on my nose because of the CPAP. But I could see how if you're not used to that, that would be hard. And I didn't have that last time. He said that was something new. He said something about it telling if you're breathing through your nose or your mouth or both, or when you're, at what point you start breathing through both or whatever. So that was a new thing. And then there was 2 new ones here that he said they probably didn't do, 5-6 years ago when I did my first sleep study. So, it felt like it took me a long time to fall asleep, but he said I had good hours of data, and then he only did about an hour of me without my CPAP, and then he put the CPAP on and started it at a low, at like a 1, as low as I could go and be comfortable sleeping, and then he messed around with it. I don't know results because he's not allowed to give out results. I have to wait for my doctor for those. But let's see, he got me up at, I ended up getting up at about 6:15 probably. He took all the stuff off, and it leaves like little globs of goo here and there. But I could take a shower. I brought my own shampoo. They don't have shampoo, but they do have towels. And so I took a shower, washed my hair, and I think, I don't feel any of that goo anywhere because it was behind my ear. It was way up in my hairline. So it all washed out really easy with shampoo. I really don't feel any less rested than any other morning. After I got up, took a shower, I filled out a little more paperwork. They had some paperwork they had you fill out when you come in. And then I answered a few questions and did a little survey, this morning. He gave me a voucher for the cafeteria, and I went and had, like a scrambled egg and a couple pieces of bacon and a little cantaloupe. And I'm done. So, it was a pretty nice, smooth, thing. I think this hospital does that well. That's why I came back, because I remember the first time, I was kind of a freak because I woke up the first time I did a sleep study, after they put the mask on me, I fell back to sleep okay, but then when I woke up, I kind of had a freak out moment where I was disoriented and felt really claustrophobic and had to turn the lights and call my husband and calm down. It took me about an hour before I calmed down enough to go back to sleep. They tried a different mask that I felt like I could calm down and breathe with and go back to sleep. So this was, of course, nothing like that because I'm used to sleeping with the CPAP. So I actually slept better once they put the CPAP on. I'm so used to it. And I don't know the results. He can't give that, as I said. But that's the whole experience. Nothing negative. And I just thought I'd share it. If anybody has any questions about something that you want to know more about, I just thought this would be something interesting for people that had never been to a sleep study and might have to go do one. So that's it. Thanks. Bye.